First up, let's get you a flood update from the two states that have been worst affected, Bihar and the state of Assam. Talking about Bihar, the threat of flood scare after the rise in the water level of Gandak and also in the Kamla Balan Kosi river. It is being said that heavy rainfall in Nepal had nearly caused it to release 3.5 lakh cusic of water that has been discharged from the Gandak barrage in Valmiki Nagar after the Indo-Nepal border, due to which the water level has risen significantly in the Gandak river, posing imminent threat to the west and the east Champaran district and Gopalganj and also in Saran. Now, in the North Bihar districts of Darbhanga and Madhubani, some population living on the banks of the rivers or near the embankment stand submerged. For the past 1 month, Bihar has witnessed unprecedented rainfall, and many lives have also been lost because of the lightning that is taking place. And here is the opposition also, which is now questioning the Bihar government on its unpreparedness. As many of those people who have also been affected because at the Balwa village, the situated which is near the Kosi embankments, also developed massive cracks and have developed in the embankment, triggering a fear that if the water level in the Kosi river rises further, the embankment may collapse due to pressure. And if this happens, Bihar would once again see the worst floods in the state, as hundreds of lives may be lost and hundreds of villages may be submerged in flood waters.
बाढ़ को देखते हुए और कोरोना को देखते हुए जो इंतज़ाम सरकार को करना चाहिए था, जिस प्रकार से डिज़ास्टर मैनेजमेंट करना चाहिए था, उसमें पूरी तरीके से सरकार जो है फेल नज़र आई। और आप तो देख सकते हैं उदाहरण के रूप में कि एनएमसीएच के डायरेक्टर को जो है बिहार सरकार ने हटा दिया। क्यों हटाया? क्योंकि उन्होंने सरकार के पोल को खोला है। सेंट्रल की जो टीम आई थी 3 सदस्यीय, उस वजह से अब बाढ़ का जो विकराल रूप जो लेता जा रहा है, सारी नदियां, चाहे कोसी का इलाका हो, हिमाचल का इलाका हो, आपका बागाहा का इलाका हो, इन सब इलाकों में जो है नेपाल से जितना सीमा जो भी है अपना बॉर्डर का इलाका, वहाँ जो है भारी मात्रा में जल का स्तर जो है लगातार उसमें वृद्धि हो रही है। लगातार कई इलाकों से हमको सूचना मिल रही है कि जो छोटे मोटे जो पुलिये थे वो टूटते जा रहे हैं और उसको भी नदी का जो लेवल जो है वाटर लेवल वो क्रॉस कर गया है। तो ऐसी स्थिति में पूरा सिस्टम नीतीश कुमार अदृश्य है, कहीं नज़र नहीं आ रहे।
Let's go to Prakash for a live update. Prakash, looking at the current situation, because the residents along the rivers of Gandak and Kosi are now under an imminent threat. If the government does not take timely action, there would be danger to all of these people who are living in those low-lying areas.
Well, Amitabh, it's a double attack on Bihar, and Bihar is already battling coronavirus, and COVID is yet to peak in Bihar. And in the next 2 months, I feel it will be disastrous in Bihar as far as COVID is concerned, keeping in mind the sharp rise in the number of positive cases ever since the migrants returned back to Bihar. And that was the imminent threat of spreading it to the community level. Now, coming back to the floods, time and again, year after year, Bihar has been facing floods in different parts of the state because there are a lot of rivers in Bihar, and on the adjoining areas of Nepal, particularly on the Indo-Nepal border, after heavy rainfall lashed out Nepal, around 3.5 lakh cusic of water was discharged from the Gandak barrage on the Indo-Nepal border in Valmiki Nagar, resulting in the rise in the water level of Gandak river, which passes through east and west Champaran district, Gopalganj and Saran. And the imminent threat is on the other side as well, with Kosi, Kamla Balan and Bagmati river also rising, but situation is under control. Villages on the embankment and on the banks of the rivers are submerged. But as of now, situation is under control, but it's just 22nd July and it is more than 2 months of rainfall yet to happen. So from my experience, I feel that Bihar is going to face floods this time, as it happened in 2007 and 8. And I wonder how the state can tackle this double attack of coronavirus peaking at that point in time, and also flood water creating havoc and misery for the poor people. So the government has to be prepared. The opposition attacking the government, that the government is ill prepared as far as the infrastructure of the health sector is concerned, and also the poor people living on the edges and the fringes are concerned on the embankment. So it's going to be a very troublesome time, especially for Bihar, and as Bihar faces elections as well. God knows if elections will be held on time, even though the election commission says that they are willing to hold the elections on time. But if this be the situation, I have my doubts if the elections could also be held on time, even though the election commission claims that they're going to hold elections. Political parties are holding virtual rallies, be it the opposition or be it the ruling dispensation. Back to you.
Well, Prakash, because in the last 1 month or so, we've already witnessed how heavy rainfall has been occurring in Bihar, and more than 100 lives have been lost because of lightning. But talking about the border areas with Nepal, almost 3 lakh cubic water has been discharged, which will further swell the Kosi River and cause more destruction. Now, the opposition out there is questioning Nitish Kumar government and his preparedness, especially in those low-lying areas. Prakash, thanks very much. Let's also talk about the state of Assam, where a similar situation can also be witnessed. There has been, however, no improvement on Tuesday itself, and the situation continues to remain grim as the death toll has now risen by 2, reaching 87. And now, nearly 24 of the 33 districts in the state of Assam have been badly affected. Let me go across to Anirudh, who is also joining us live for a ground update. The situation continues to remain grim, Anirudh, and this is the worst ever floods that Assam state has witnessed so far.
Yes, Amita, absolutely. In both flood and landslide, so far more than 110 people have lost their life, whereas alone in the flood, the death toll, as for the data available, is today morning is 87. However, the situation continues to remain grim, though it had shown slight improvement in the last 3 days. Since yesterday, following incessant rain, the flood situation is deteriorating again as the water level of the Brahmaputra and many of its tributaries are still on the rise. As on that, around 2,400 villages are still reeling underwater, and directly 44,000 people have been displaced from their homes, and now they are taking shelter in the temporary relief camps set up by the government. And if we talk about the overall situation, then approximately 25 lakh people have been directly or indirectly affected by the floods. And meanwhile, it is not only the flood that has been posing a threat to the people, to the loss of lives and property, but also the erosion that has been taking a toll of the public here in Assam, because erosion of the Brahmaputra and many of its tributaries has engulfed more than 1 lakh hectares of land, agricultural land again, and this is a matter of grave concern. And as similarly in the case of Bihar, in Assam also, it is a double attack because the COVID cases are still on the rise. And
so more than 70 lakh people who have been affected alone in the state of Assam. Anirudh, thank you very much for the